Ready? Ready? Last laughs?
Yeah, no, just go. It doesn't matter if we start laughing.
Okay. Hey, everybody!
Oh my god.
All right, I'm just going to go with it. What's up, guys? We're back in action with a brand new episode of Couch Quickies. And today, we're going to talk about hair.
Yeah.
Pelo. Mu.
El cabello.
El cabello.
El cabello.
Yes.
That's right. We're
in
doing
Farsi, it's mu.
Moo?
Yeah.
Like a cow?
Like a cow.
But like a very sharp. Like a sharp.
We have a live studio audience today.
Like moo.
Yeah. Mu.
Yeah. It's not like, oh, yo, she had some beautiful moo.
Yeah. No. Mu.
Ah, right on.
All right. Alan's dying.
Yeah, we are killing our researcher Mark, camera guy Alan.
They're dying.
They're dying.
Dying. Okay,
and hopefully you guys are enjoying it so far.
Oh man! Before we get started, let's set our timer. Set my alarm for 20 minutes.
I set your alarm.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
She's Nadia Moham. I'm Omar.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Let's go. Hair. Ask me your first hair question.
Okay, Omar.
Yes.
What? Do you have any bad childhood haircuts that you remember?
I feel like I have bad haircuts throughout my entire life.
Okay.
But you know what's funny is I remember when I was a kid, I didn't have a bad haircut. I just my dad was really about let his hair grow, it doesn't matter. So
yeah,
there's
your dad's still like that.
Yeah, there's like pictures of me from like first grade or something with like just a mop of hair.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And you know, my mom would leave and work early, and my dad would take us, or vice versa. But nobody combed my hair for sure. It was just like I didn't. Yeah, so that
you
was
look like Mowgli.
Yeah, straight up. You know what? Yeah, if we can find the picture, we won't.
Aww,
if we can, yeah, I look just like Mowgli.
Cute.
Let's do a side by side Mowgli.
Yeah, your hair's still wild. I was the same way though. Like, I don't know. I would let my mom style my hair and do my hair, but my hair would get wild really fast, and I would just like let it do its own thing. And my mom would always be like, "Why is your hair so messy?" Like, there's a video of when I'm really little. She's like, "Why is your hair always so messy?" And she's filming me, and I'm like, "It's not." I'm like, leave me alone. I like it wild.
Oh, you know what? Now that you mention it, I do remember once my mom took me to get my hair cut, and the barber was like, "Oh, this is what everybody's doing," and he like gave me a
bowl cut.
No,
like
a
flat
top. Yeah, it was horrible.
That's hilarious.
I was so embarrassed.
Was your hair even capable of having that look?
Well, it ended up being like a real high and tight fade.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
My God, that's so funny.
Well, I've gone to the same barber shop like damn near all my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Up until
well, on and off, but definitely recently I haven't gone back.
Well, because your ex cut hair, so she cut your hair a lot.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
sure. Yeah.
But the majority of like my haircuts had been from this one barbershop. But I remember the guy. It was owned. The guy who owned it. I always want to be like the dad because his kids ended up taking over. But the guy that owned it, he was just like, "Yo, let's do this." And my mom was like, "All right, cool." And it was like a splat. It was so bad.
Are there pictures of that?
I don't. You know what? Damn. I don't know. I don't think so.
I'd love to see that.
But I do remember being like, "This is not for me. Why am I wearing this haircut?"
I'm not the first Prince of Bel Air.
It had to be a certain amount. Like it wasn't long enough to where it was flopping over, but so short enough it was just like
straight up.
That's
so funny.
Yeah, it was
I wish
crazy.
I could see. How old were you?
I don't remember. It must have been like 7, 6, 7, 8, around there.
I remember I always had really long hair.
Mm-hmm.
And then probably in like, I feel like 3rd grade, I started to get like a fuller face.
Okay.
My face looked really round in the 3rd grade. And my mom was like, "Oh, now that your face is filling out, let's give you a short bob." She didn't say that, but I was just like, what the hell, Mom? That is not the right haircut for a rounded face.
Oh, you knew at this time. You're like, listen, Ma, I know what a rounded face is.
I didn't know.
I know how it's supposed to be framed or whatever.
Yes, I didn't know at the time until they gave me the reveal and spin me around. And I was like, oh no. Oh, no. It was like, I looked like Dora the Explorer. It was like, hola, mi amo es Nadia. It's like, it was bad. It was not good. So that was discouraging, and I went through a time where that was uncomfortable looking at myself. I didn't like it at all.
Oh, that's so funny.
So I had to let that grow out. And then I didn't really have a bad haircut after that because I kind of was like more in I didn't like really do anything crazy with the cut. So just let it grow long again. Mm-hmm. I've always had, for the most part, really long hair.
Okay.
And then up until, I don't even remember what year it was. Whatever. It was a while ago. Maybe even 10 years ago. 8 years ago, or let's say.
Sure.
I cut it. Oh, no. It was Nas's 30th in Vegas that I had my hair like that.
I mean, who knows how many years that was?
5-6 years ago. I know, because I started thinking about it and I was like, holy shit. Anyways.
Anyway,
I cut it into a platinum bob, and it was like an A-line bob, and it was really bright blonde, but I still had roots, and I rocked that for a minute, and then I was like, screw it, we're going all platinum, and I was like, let's just go for it, and I did the whole thing, including the roots.
Oof.
And then
like that burns.
Oh yeah.
Jesus. Ugh. I was like, you must have looked so hideous.
Yeah, like I don't want
to hear. No, because I was just like thinking like,
it was cool, okay. So then I chopped it into that. And then I played, then because it was so light, I could play with a bunch of inks and colors, which was super fun. So I did a lot of shades of blues and grays and like lavenders and silvers. And then my hair started to break. And I had at my crown, like these hairs were literally this, what was it? Was that like 3 inches?
So you had a flat top?
It was like, bing! And I had to smooth it down and flat iron. It was horrible. And then at one point I had to wear a sew and weave. Aaron had to sew in my weave because it was so broken. Because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't take good care of it. I should have worn a bonnet, something.
Well, it's funny because like, okay, when I think about dyeing like hairs and stuff like that, I always wanted
dyeing hairs. When I think of dyeing hairs.
No, just when I think about that, like I always wanted to like have like crazy colored hair, like
you always wanted to.
Yeah, from like comic books and like video games and stuff. Like especially
you wanted anime hair,
especially the stuff coming out of Japan. I was like, yo, this guy has like blue hair that's dope, or like whatever.
And all like spiky and jaggedy.
Yeah. I would say
sharp angles.
Yeah, a good a Japanese villain usually has like the dopest hair. Like straight up, it is.
Is that your dream hair? A Japanese villain hairstyle?
Well, it depends. Like, cause it's got to be the whole look with like the real like fitted suit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a badass look, yo. But it was funny. Like my mom was always like, Mexican moms like, don't you come? You better not dye your hair. You better not do this. And I was like, okay, whatever. So what I started doing was, if she would dye her hair, because she's like, come in here and help me dye my hair. You know when you got to help your mom, like she's like that burgundy out of the box or some shit like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, cool. And then whatever was left over, I was like, fuck it. I would just throw it on. But like I've always had black hair, obviously. So it's like, it didn't do anything. In the sun, you could maybe see that. But then one day I finally was like, fuck it, I'm doing it. And I went with one of my uncle's girlfriends at the time, because she was supposedly a hairstylist, and she went ahead and bleached my head, like the whole thing. And I was like, she was like, how light do you want it to go? And I was like, Gwyneth. No.
Gwyneth is always the hair goal. Always.
I don't know if she didn't know what was going on or what, but like,
she's like, who the hell is
it
Gwen?
hurt like fucking hell.
Yeah, it's
like it hurt so bad, and I remember my skin was like peeling off. Like, yeah, it was a bad move. But then
how long did she leave it on too long?
Hell if I know. Like,
damn.
I've never done it again. You know what I mean? But I was like, yo, go for it. Because then I'll be able to do, like you're saying, like I'll be able to just throw color on top of color. And back in the day, you could go buy, first it was this stuff called Punky Color. And you could buy that at like a Hot Topic or some shit like that. Well, before that, it was like it stores on Melrose. You could find Punky Color. And then after Punky Color was something called Manic Panic.
Manic Panic, yeah.
And then Manic Panic is the one eventually you could find at a Hot Topic
yeah.
stores.
Oh, really? They had a Hot Topic?
Yeah, eventually, yeah. You could just buy them there. There's always like a random jar of like Manic Panic and shit in there.
I knew about it because of I went to hair school.
You're like, I knew about it because I knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was like,
when I went to hair school.
Yeah, I was just like throwing it on. But yeah, that's why when you said you went platinum, I was like, I didn't even make it there.
Yeah,
I ended up with like burnt grass. Like it was horrible. It looked like
straw. It was like orange.
Yeah. Just bad. Looked like a hay bale.
It's a process. So I had already been lightening my hair, like the rest of it, not the root, for a while. So like this is like I've had it on for a long time, so I don't really need to keep adding more and more lightener to it. That's why it stays healthy, right? Because I don't keep bleaching it. But new growth lifts quicker than the rest. So if you work on getting this slowly where you want, and then you put it on the new growth, the heat from your body makes it process faster. So it's not like a whole bleach head process all at once. Like, I feel like that's a better way to do it, because it's like you want to go slow with the bleaching process. You don't want to rush it.
Well,
that's when the pain comes and the breakage comes.
Man, whatever she did, in her garage, in the back of the house,
she just slapped it all over.
And then I had to do like green on it, and like just I went in. I was like, whatever.
Green with the orange. It was all muddy, huh?
Yeah, it was so bad.
And then you had Omar has the best pictures of your hair with bangs and purple bangs.
Yeah. Okay. So fine.
So fine. I had bangs.
Here's like a good transition into it. So I remember back in I don't know, I guess the late 80s. People were talking about this haircuts like the GQ, and it was basically like a hairstyle. I can't even remember. It was like kind of short on the sides but long on the top. It was like they were all calling it the GQ. I don't know if it was an actual hairstyle, right? But I remember the first hairstyle that I was like, yo, that's some dope looking hair. Was Edward Furlong in Terminator 2. Like, have you seen I don't know if you've even seen Terminator 2. Yeah. But in it, it was like this kid who was riding a fucking motorcycle, and like, he knew how to hack like to get money, and there's this scene where like there's the Terminators coming on one side and the bad Terminators coming on the other
what
side.
Does this have to do with hair?
This kid had essentially like bangs. So he has bangs. In the movie, and I was like, yo, I gotta get me some of those.
And is that called the GQ?
No, but I'm saying that was the first haircut that I would ask for. Like, I was like, oh, the GQ, but I didn't know what that was. And eventually I was like, yo, give me the Edward Furlong.
With the bangs. Now I need to look it up, because I don't know what it looks like. One scene in
the movie, and we'll have Alan pull the clip. There's a scene where he's basically turning back and forth to like look between one Terminator and the other, and it's like, but his hair's like, it's got like motion. I was like, yeah, I want to have some dope ass motion in my hair.
You thought that's how it's going to always be?
Yeah.
The hair comes with that? Please.
Yeah. I was like, give me the one with kick ass motion.
Every time you walk through the room. You really thought it was going to make you cooler, huh?
And then it's funny, like, all the bands like I would listen to, they all had like bangs.
Long hair. Yeah.
Like
Davey Havoc.
Well, like first, like the Misfits, like the guys from the Misfits had like this devil lock, which was where you pull it like straight down into a point in the front.
Didn't you do that?
I tried it, but I never like went anywhere with it like that. Like, I did a mohawk.
Oh.
Did you ever do anything other like extreme other than like? I mean, that platinum shit is like.
It was
tough,
that was extreme.
You never did any crazy like cuts?
No, just the bob, just the long bob, the A-line. But I used to work for this lady who does this. She has a company called Funky Hair, and what we used to do is we used to go to grad nights and events, like corporate events, like for Disney. We did shit for Disney and DreamWorks.
You would like work them?
Yeah, we would go to their events and we would do hair. We had a station and we would do funky hair. So we had all the kinds of things from colored spray paint to gel to pins to glitter.
So you were like a kiosk?
No, it was like for parties. We would create just a table. It was.
When you say grad night, I feel like a bunch of like students walking around, and then
we would
like
have
one
a
of those
stand.
sketch artists that's like doing caricatures.
Exactly.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, she would
get your name on a grain of rice, or get your hair done by Nadia with hairspray.
Well, it wasn't just me; it was me and a bunch of other girls.
Fair enough.
But that's how I learned how to do mohawks. I can do a huge mohawk that'll stay up. Yeah, it's a lot of teasing and a lot of spray. Yep, and the glue. And you just
what glue did you use? Like hair glue, right?
It was like that spiking glue. It's like in a blue tube and it's like glue.
Yeah,
like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like
we had
Moco
some
de Gorilla.
Yeah, shout out.
Yeah, that's a good one. You guys want your hair not move? Get Moco de Gorilla.
Yeah. Or some like some real good pomade, like some suavecito.
Yeah. So, did I ever tell you about how I went on a date with a guy that was like the co-founder of Suavecito?
What? Late breaking news.
Not the co-founder. He was like, there were like 3 guys that ran it, and he was one of them. But it never worked out, obviously, because he was sober.
And you were just like, hey.
He's like, you can order drinks. And I was like, okay. And I had a drink and I was like, so like never?
He must have walked me like that chick.
Yeah, is an alcoholic.
And you're like, that dude sucks.
Yeah, I was like, lame. How sad. I'm not making fun of being
he's
sober.
Trying to live a healthy lifestyle.
I know. Like literally has a problem. It just wasn't a match. I can't do it. Just because it's like, I wouldn't want to feel guilty. Like, even though that person says that they don't care, I wouldn't feel right.
I feel you.
Living that kind of life. You know what I mean? Well, and I'm not going to give up drinking. So
I mean, but if you would have kept them as a friend, we'd have like all these like, I'd have all these.
As a friend.
Like, will you send... Hey, I know things didn't work out, but
yeah, we really went on one date.
My fiance needs some hair product.
Oh, man. Okay, where are we at with this time? How many more questions we got? Finally, we don't have something to talk about.
What do you mean something to talk about? Like, did you ever try to cut your own hair?
Yeah, I've cut my own hair.
But I know
how to do it.
You've been happy with it?
Yeah.
Because by the time you cut your own hair, you already took classes. Or you had already gone to.
Yeah, I didn't really, that I can remember, I didn't really go crazy cutting my hair like a kid, like get a hold of scissors, and that I can remember. Maybe my mom would be like, yeah, you did, but I don't recall.
Yeah, I never, no, hell no. I never tried.
Yeah.
Like, I've like shaved or like pretend like I'm, not pretend, like thinking I know what I'm doing. Yeah. And like, I will like shave my mustache wrong.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Like, damn it. Now.
Yeah.
But I never wanted to mess with my hair. Oh, I have done my sideburns. Like I did go like way high once.
Too much?
I just like eliminated my sideburns.
I don't need these. It looks so weird. You look like a Mohican or something.
Yeah.
Huh?
That was the worst.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I shaved one leg and then
and you're just like, it's it?
So, okay, quick story. This doesn't have to do with, I guess it does have to do with hair.
It's hair related.
Hair removal. I am half Persian, as we all know. So, I can get a hairy leg.
I've been prone to hairy legs. Not the Persian hairy leg syndrome.
My parents did not let me like do anything when I was younger. Like they didn't let me shave my legs, and like they were like trying to keep me young as possible. But I'm like, dude, you guys, come on. I'm in junior high. Like this is ridiculous. So one summer I was in my mom's shower where she had her razor. And I was like, and I was like looking at it, and I started to like shave near my ankle. Right? I was like, what does it look like without it?
What does this leg look like without?
And I
this
did a little
hair?
tiny patch, and it was so obvious that I was like, shit. And I just kept trying to blend it in and do more and more and more. And I did my whole, like, before you know, my whole leg was done. And then I was like, and I didn't know how to shave either. I just kept going, so I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And then I was like, Mom! And she's like, what's wrong? And I'm like, I accidentally shaved one of my legs.
Accidentally shaved one of my legs.
And my mom was so mean. She goes, oh, well. And I'm like, you're not going to help me do my other one? Like, I'm not allowed to do my other one? She's like, no, you're not allowed to shave your legs. And you shaved that one. So you're going to have to let it grow out. And it was summertime. And there was like the pool and everything. And I had one hairy leg, one shaved leg.
The fact that you
it was so embarrassing.
The fact that you, what did she hide her razor from then on?
I don't know.
You could have done it.
I think I would have gotten in trouble or something. I don't know. I was like a good kid. I was afraid of my parents. Okay.
Okay. So when I got my
Time's
tattoos. All right. Well, I got some tattoos on my calves. When I got them relatively close to one another. Not in proximity. I mean in time. I was like, get them as close to each other as possible on different legs. No, so they have to shave you, right?
Yeah.
So like,
erotic.
They shaved the back of my calves, and then I went like within a week or two to get the other one. I think I don't know, but the point is, I was like, well, I don't want to just have like a portion of my leg shaved. Like I'll shave the rest of it. And I was like, well, you know me, I'm like I'm always wearing pants. Like I don't really like shorts.
Right.
So
why even get your calves tatted?
Well, it was one of those things I was like, I wanted tattoos. It was like, I'm not getting it to like show everybody that like they mean something to me. I know they're there. I'm good. So, but I was like, shit, okay, I'll just shave them both. And then I ended up shaving them up to like my knees. Like just like whatever. Like okay, I've gone far enough.
Did you shave your actual knee?
No, like I didn't want to deal with any of that shit. Like,
that's a rough one when you slice your knee.
Oh, see, I'm glad I didn't even try.
Like
but the point is, I guess I stopped like right below my kneecap.
Okay.
And I was like, whatever.
So you had hairy knees.
But then we all went somewhere. So we went to Palm Springs. So I kept pulling my board shorts down because otherwise I had a pair of hair shorts. Eventually I was sitting in like one of those. I was sitting in one of those like loungers, or whatever. Yeah. And my shorts rode up, and they all were like, "Yo, what's wrong with you?" They're like, "Why wouldn't you just go all the way?" I was like, "Nah, I'm good."
That's hilarious. I wish I could have seen that. Should we recreate it?
What? Yeah,
let's recreate it for Hawaii.
Shave my legs.
Let's give you hair shorts again for Hawaii.
Hair shorts. Word.
Oh man. Well, I can't really think of many other stories. I mean, have you ever had like gum or something stuck in your hair?
I have put gum in other people's hair.
What an asshole.
Yeah, very much
on
so.
Purpose?
Well, I was a kid, so I want to say no, but it was probably a yes.
What style would you never ever do again?
What style would I never ever do again? Yeah. That crazy like purple bang thing I did.
Can we please find those pictures and post them?
Yeah, I might sure have it. But that's the thing is, like,
they're hilarious.
My ex was a hairstylist, so I could just ask for whatever. Yeah, and she would be like, "You sure?" And I've always been like, "It'll grow back," until now that it's not. And I'm like, "Yo, like." It'll grow
why
back.
Did I do that?
Yeah, and I was like, fuck it, I'll just live with it for a second.
But you had purple bangs, but you were like the guy that wore the beanie and pulled his bangs out of the beanie, huh?
Yeah, I was definitely that guy. Beanie bang guy.
Look at him, the beanie bang guy.
Here comes beanie bang guy.
Stupid. Yeah, that was you. I saw the pictures.
Yeah, I was that guy.
Like, that's the beanie bang guy.
Yeah. But it was like with the beanie on, I thought I was like, all right, whatever. I'm just.
It was also a time, like it was a phase.
It was like
people were doing that.
It was
emo,
like half like emo,
kinda
half
emo.
scene kid,
Right.
half kind of thing. But I was like, I'll just try it because I was like, we'll see if we can actually get like a real sharp
yeah.
Anime bang kind of a
You
deal.
can too,
But the thing is that my hair is not straight.
right?
And I was always under the impression that it was straight, because my mom was like, "Oh, your hair's so straight," but I always had it short.
Yeah.
So when I finally let it grow out that one time, it started doing this weird flip out thing.
You've got waves in there for
And
sure.
I was just like, "Oh no!" And I grew it out, but
so then
but then my
straightened it.
girlfriends at the time would flat iron it because I'm like, "What is happening?" And they're like, "That's just how your hair
became
grows."
that guy.
And then I was like, "Well,
The
I'm
flat
not."
iron
I was like,
guy.
"I'm not gonna flat iron my own hair. Like, I don't. Nah, I'm good." So I just cut my hair. I was like, "Well, it's gonna be a ponytail or nothing," And then I just finally cut it.
Oh my god!
And then finally, now like you introduced me to like an actual hairstylist
Right.
instead of just going to the barber, and it's just
Yeah.
a different thing. Like,
yeah.
he's like, "Oh, you want to grow your hair out?" I was like, "Manageably though. Like, I want it to look decent." And he's like, "All right."
Like
so
whose
now it works
hair
out.
do you like that you're like, I want that kind of hair? Like Kurt Douglas?
I was like, "Give me Kirk Douglas's hair." That's the first guy you thought of. Was
Yeah, like I pictured his hair. It looked really nice. I pictured it. It's like,
no.
like- yeah, it's
In
kinda
what
longish.
movie? What are you talking about?
I'm gonna pull it up.
All right.
I'm
yeah,
crying.
I don't know. Yeah, you are crying. I think we should end it there before you ruin your entire makeup.
Oh my god. Well, okay, I will say going away closing it out, I will say that it's weird because I was just telling this to Miguel today because we were talking about hair because oh, poor guy, I had to like figure out how to style locks today. That was an interesting thing on the fly. Yeah, I had to help Miguel because he didn't have anyone and he was panicking and he had it on he wasn't panicking, but like he was struggling to get the shape right. And I hopped in and we were like, okay, let's FaceTime Jesus. And Jesus guided us. He was like, just keep nodding it. Just keep nodding it. And like, okay, we're like trying to, and it came out good, but we had a struggle. But we were talking about the like different hairstyles that he's had because he's had a lot of different hairstyles. And he's like, this is the hair that I've always wanted. Like he's always pictured himself with this hair, wanted this hair. So that's where he's at. And then I was like, yeah, it's funny because I'm like, people always ask me like, would you ever go back to your natural hair color? My natural hair color is like your hair color. It's really dark. And I'm like, I don't know. Like when I look at pictures of myself with it, I don't feel like I connect with that person. I'm like, who is that?
Because you haven't done it in so long.
Yeah, maybe. But it just doesn't feel like me. Like how you carry yourself and how you want to present yourself and how you feel like you want to look. It's just like not, I don't know. It's just so dark. It's just not me.
Yeah,
I'm more of a like bright, cheery person. That's why I have like golden tones.
Yeah.
So I'm like, hey, I'm Nadia.
Maybe you should have done that to your hairy legs back in the day.
Shut up. Do you like me with dark hair or light hair better?
I've never seen you with dark hair.
In pictures. Or when I wore the wig for Halloween. But I was a vampire.
Yeah,
my skin was really white.
Yeah, it's like that's like
You're like, that was your
that was
hottest
awesome.
look for sure.
You were the hottest vampire. It was, yeah.
So you don't know. You'd have to see it in person. You feel like?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be good with it. Like I
You
don't really
don't
have
care.
I really don't like have a. I don't
Preference
know
for
what
women?
I would see you in to be like, ugh, like what hairstyle you would have to. Maybe like some spring break, like
braids.
those braids, those like Bo Derek spring break. That I'd be like, yo, what are you doing?
Don't do that. Yeah.
But other than that,
I
like,
did
don't
want
know.
locks at one point. Blonde locks. Though,
I wanted
like really light ones.
I wanted like some Zach De La Rocha from Rage Against the
See?
Machine, like the fashion locks. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Fashion locks.
Before it started getting like real crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
used
but
to.
I was just like, nah.
I was like, I feel like
Too
I'm
much.
appropriating.
It's too much of a commitment
also.
for me to do that. Like,
It's like, yeah.
yeah.
What else? No, because I was like thinking, never mind, whatever. We're done with this.
All right. We're going to go ahead and call it there. Thanks a lot for hanging out with us again on another Couch Quickie. Okay, bye.
I'm Naughty Mohan. Naughty Mohan official. We have a baby podcast. Omar.
OMRPLZ.
And that is all.
Bye.